Okay, Mr. Know-it-all, easy for you to talk about the old normal being the old abnormal, and we need to completely redefine our lives and go macro instead of macro. You have your money in the bank, you're in your 60s, you can even die in the process. But how about me? I'm a younger person. I have a small child and a grown-up child, and I'm a professional photographer, and I photograph tourists in Venice. I live in the area, and tourists will book when they come to visit, many times in honeymoon or engagement, and I would document, I would show them at their best in an amazing place like Venice. What do I do now? Well, yes, that's a tough one because those very tourists are the old normal that was completely abnormal, completely unsustainable. People flying into a place like Venice for the weekend, booking an hotel, crowded planes, sometimes cruise ships, crowded hotels, or Airbnbs, worse even. In Venice, hotels have a septic system because there's no septic system in Venice. Hotels and restaurants have to have a septic tank that gets emptied periodically. You see the barges that pump out the shit. Whereas individual houses, they put their stuff in the canals. That was kind of workable until not that long ago, but then with Airbnb, people are renting apartments, and a little apartment that was supposed to have a pensioner living in it now has 5-6 tourists cramming into it. So they are all part of the problem. So you can do two things here. You, as a professional photographer, you can go local, you can be part of the community, do all the social events in the local community, the local weddings, the local birthdays, engagements, even burials. There are a lot of them in a place like Venice. Document their lives, get glam shots for local people. Just work with the local people, be part of the community. That might not be enough. And then you had to explore other ways. Maybe you can do virtual photography for tourists, virtual tourists. You can, that old normal of the weekend in Venice, you can recreate it while they stay at home safely without putting virus around and without spending money in resources into stuff that it just goes up into smoke or down the drain. So they can book a weekend with you, and you can, since you know the place, you have the experience, you can tell them you're going to stay in such and such hotel, and send them pictures and show them where they're going to stay, the room, and tell them to imagine they're doing that at home. And then give them the menus for their meals, the restaurants where they're going to eat, tell them to get the ingredients and cook certain simple things or not so simple, recreating what they would eat in a restaurant, tell them about Michelin restaurants and popular restaurants and the music, and then take photographs of them. And they can stand in front of a white wall or a green wall or some way to put them in a place, put them in the restaurant, put them on a gondola, put them in San Marco. And they have this memento, and it becomes cool. They can talk about doing this virtual thing that cost a fraction of the real trip, and how much fun it was. All it hinges on talking to a real person, you, who facilitates the entire thing. You are the guide, the photographer, the historian, and they learn. You can tell them movies to watch, documentaries to watch. You can have an entire package of activities for a weekend where they really enjoy themselves, have a great time. And again, for a fraction of the cost. They can have a wine from the area. Don't know if you can ship things, food and wine, or if they should go and find them locally. You can have them shipped locally, find resources to have that stuff, have little souvenirs for them. Then there are museums, events that maybe are not happening, like the cinema festival. Then there are movies that showed previously at the Venice Film Festival. And they can watch The Shape of Water and recreate going to see the winning movie in 2017, or watch Roma in 2018, or watch The Joker in 2019. 2020 most likely won't have a film festival. So whatever you do, whatever your trade is, number one, go local. Number two, go virtual. The old Norman was just a brief moment in history where we all exceeded. We all drank ourselves drunk. And that was a party. It was a great party. We can talk about it, but we got wasted. We cannot live like that every day.